Skyward Sword was actually a really, really good game, and if you hated it, then I think you are kind of dumb, because Skyward Sword had some of the best story elements, some of the best gameplay mechanics, and some of the best characters in the entire series. So let's start with the story. The story was absolutely fantastic. It was an origin story of literally everything that Zelda has become. An origin story of the Master Sword, an origin story of evil, of demise and his curse, origin story of Zelda and Link, origin story of the Triforce. Like, bro, this was one of the best stories I have ever played through in any Zelda game. Literally my favorite story of all time from any Zelda game. It is fantastic. And I love the character dynamic between Link and Zelda in this game. Kind of makes you wish that Nintendo would kind of acknowledge that they're kind of a thing, which they did with this game, but every other game it's like, oh no, they're just friends, like, they're not really anything. Like, why can't we just let them be continuously in a romantic setting? Like, that's what I really feel like Link and Zelda should be, except for Ocarina of Time, which Link and Malon were kind of a set up to be a thing there. But besides that, Link and Zelda should be a thing. Oh, and Twilight Princess, I guess, with Link and Ilia, or whatever her name is. So, yeah, there's that. But I think Nintendo should definitely be a little bit more lenient with their relationship stuff. Like, make them get into a relationship. That would be kind of cool. So the story was very, very good in this game. I loved the story a lot. And then the gameplay mechanics, albeit it is motion control based, was actually really fun. I loved the motion controls. The motion controls, because I grew up with the 2011 version or 2012 version of Skyward Sword, which that was the Wii version. I grew up with that one, and that one was perfect. I love that one a lot. That was amazing. And I think the motion controls in this game, people overhate it. It is so overhated. I don't know why people hate the motion controls. Like, just suck it up. Literally, we have a better version on the Switch where you can recalibrate by the push of a button if you needed to. Or you can play with, like, the Joy-Con controls, or whatever you call them, stick controls. And it's like, bro, people complain way too much, and it's so disappointing. I don't understand why people complain, because it's really such an easy fix that they put into the Switch version. But that's just me. That's just me. Just me. So the gameplay mechanics are very, very fun, and the items, it's pretty basic. I think there's only two unique items. You got the Gust Bellows, and then you got the Beetle, which that's really cool. And then everything else is like normal, like the slingshot, the bow and arrow, the bombs, hook shots, or claw shots, I guess they call them. Bro, this game, some of the best gameplay mechanics I've ever seen. And the time shift stones, that's a really nice, interesting mechanic that they had into this game. Like, I like the dynamic between the time shift stones and the Lanayru region. The Lanayru region by far is the best region in the entire game. I love that region so much, and I really hope you do too, because that was the best region in the entire game. Oh, man, loved it so much. So that is what I think about the gameplay mechanics. I do think they are really nice. So the characters in this game are pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty basic, but you get like these like precursor to the Zoras. I don't know what they're called, but the precursor to the Zoras in Lake Floria with the water dragon. And that's really cool. I like the dragons in this game. The dragons are really, really cool and very intricately designed. I love the design of those guys. And then like the people of Skyloft too, like you get like Gapora, you get Zelda, obviously, you get Grooves, you get Beetle. This is where Beetle first makes his appearance, which is amazing. I love Beetle. Beetle is my favorite. Beetle is literally the best character in any Zelda game. Beetle could solo. Okay, let's just stop, because Beetle is really cool. I just like Beetle a lot because Beetle is such a cool character. And then Groose, man, Groose is really, really cool in this game. I really like his dynamic between the story. Like, he changes in this story to become an actual hero, which is amazing. And then you got Impa, which you got her two forms, the old version and the younger version, which I don't like the younger version a lot. Like, she kind of made it easy to hate on her at the very beginning whenever she was like berating Link with her words, but that's just me. And let's see. So yeah, we got those guys. And then you got the Goron Traveler. I don't know what his name is, but you got the Goron Traveler that goes in between the areas that you reconcile with. And then, oh man, let's talk about Girahim, or Girahim, whatever people like to say for his name. This is such a cool character. I love this villain. This is one of the best villains in any Zelda game. And I feel like there are some other villains that are really good, but this villain right here is absolutely amazing. He is so personal with Link, and it makes it feel really, like, it really connects with the story. And man, the way he describes how he's going to kill Link is so gruesome. It's like crazy, like especially in the fire sanctuary. That's a little much. It's a little much. So I think his character as a villain is really, really good. And then obviously you got like Demise at the very end, which that's like one of the coolest villains we've ever seen, in my opinion. Like one of the coolest. Yet we don't see him for much, unless you count the Imprisoned. But he is one of the coolest villains I've ever seen. And he's one of the most intimidating villains. And then like with the curse at the very end, he curses Link and Zelda, and then I guess himself to be kind of reborn in a continuous cycle without any end, which that's kind of a really smart way of describing the Zelda like timeline, the Zelda games. Like it just happens because of this curse, which is really interesting. I do think that is an interesting way of explaining how the games keep on continuing, how the series keeps on continuing, which I like it a lot. So that's a really cool character. What else? You got the Kikwis, which those are interesting little creatures, which I don't know if I like them a lot. I mean, they're cute, but I think they're interesting, actually. Yeah, no, they're interesting. They're interesting little characters from this game, which is nice. You got the Magmas, those are really nice. I like those guys. Those guys are like really kind of cool dudes. Like they connect with you, they speak with you pretty calmly. Like those guys are really cool. And then Lanayru, you got the robots, which those are cool, albeit they're just robots, which, wait a second. You got Scrapper, I remember that. Scrapper is such a cool, like, quirky character. Like, the way he just, like, kind of dismisses Link and in favor of Fi is kind of funny. I think that's a funny character, a funny, like, little gag there. Levias is a really good character. I like him as, like, this immortal being that watches over the skies. That's amazing. I like that character a lot. Like, Skyward Sword has a lot of good characters. There's a lot more that I probably didn't list off here, but Skyward Sword has a lot of cool, interesting characters and interesting races. Like, they came up with 3 different races, if you count the robots, in this game, which is insane. Like, that's amazing. I love how innovative they were with the story and the gameplay mechanics and the characters in this game. The story is probably my favorite part. The most standout part of this game is the story because of the origin of like everything that Zelda has become now in this current time. So Skyward Sword is one of my favorite Zelda games. I know that's kind of something that you don't want to hear people say, but this is one of my favorite Zelda games of all time. It's probably in my top 5. It is in my top 5 Zelda games of all time because this game, as much as it gets hated, is one of the best Zelda games that you will ever play. You have to play this game. If you don't play this game because of the mechanics, you're stupid. You're literally stupid. Like, just play the game and forget about the mechanics. Like, go to the stick controls if you really hate the motion controls. Stop whining online about it because literally, this game is one of the best games Nintendo has ever made. Albeit, it is a little linear. It is very linear. But if you can look past that, because it's a Zelda adventure at the end of the day. Literally, I don't like how people complain about the linearity and the openness of everything of Zelda. It's like, bro, whatever Zelda game we get, we already know it's going to be a 90% on like Metacritic or something, or like an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 game every single time. So no point in complaining. So that's my thoughts on Skyward Sword, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time listening to me. So goodbye, and I will see you in the next video.